We begin today the Gemara on Daf Mem Daled Amud Beis, about 15 lines up from the bottom of the Amud where it says Tanan Hossam. I'm recording the shir today from Maimonides Hospital in the shul here. I'm here with my son Shalom Dev Ben Chai Yeshen Michla. Shir should be a schus and a refuah shalema for him. So this piece of Gemara here is a continuation from what we learned in the beginning of the Perek, Hazav Kaines Hakesef Hakesef Ene Kaines Hazav. And the basis of the point of the Mishnah is that when it comes to metaltalin, any movable items, in order that a kinyan should take effect, you have to do an act of a kinyan in the object that you're acquiring. Then there's payment, money that you pay. That's a separate thing that comes after. But the actual kinyan is only takes effect when you do a maisa kinyan in the chayfetz. So when there's zav and kesef, there's gold coins and silver coins, and people are exchanging gold coins for silver coins. So what we need to determine over here is which is the object of this sale and which is the payment. So the Gemara before brought two versions that Rebbe said in his youth and in his older age, whether the zahav, the gold, is considered to be the object, the commodity, and the kesef, the silver coins, is considered to be the money, the payment. So it's only when you do the act of the kinyan by lifting up or taking the zahav, that's when the kinyan takes effect, or the opposite. It's the silver coins, which is the object, which is the commodity, and it's the gold coins, which is considered to be the money, the payment. So now in connection to this, the Gemara here brings a Mishnah in Masechta Ma'aseh Sheni, and the Gemara will bring a few different ways how to understand this Mishnah here, which is a machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel regarding a halacha in Ma'aseh Sheni. So the Gemara, Tanan Osam, so we learned there in the Mishnah of Ma'aseh Sheni. Now the halacha by Ma'aseh Sheni is you have the produce of Ma'aseh Sheni. You don't have to carry up the actual produce itself to Yerushalayim. You could exchange it for money, as the pasuk says, V'tzarta kesef biyadecha, and then you bring the money to Yerushalayim, and there with that money you buy food or karbanis, or karban shlamim, and you eat in Yerushalayim. So regarding this halacha of the money of Ma'aseh Sheni, Beis Shammai Oimrim, Beis Shammai say, Lo yasa adam sloin dinrei zahav. If you have silver coins, which are the sloim, from what you redeemed the Ma'aseh Sheni with it, you should not then exchange that for golden coins, for the golden dinarim. Beis Hillel matirim. Beis Hillel say that it's allowed. So the Gemara now will explain what the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel is. And here there's an argument between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, what they're arguing. And there'll be actually a couple of different versions in explaining what Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish argued about it. So here's the first version. Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, so Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish argued how to explain the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Chad Amar, one opinion is machlokes b'slaim al dinrim. That the argument here, as the Mishnah simply is saying, is when you have the silver coins that are Ma'aseh Sheni, and you want to now redeem it for gold coins. And the reason why one would do that is because you can redeem 25 silver slayim for one dinar zahav. So it'll be much lighter for you to carry to Yerushalayim. So are you allowed to do that? The Beis Shammai Savri, so Beis Shammai's opinion is kaspa tiva. The silver coins you have is defined as money. Vidava, gold coins, however, is peida, is defined as a commodity. It's not considered to be money which is charef, as the Gemara brought before. It's not money that's used in circulation that much, and therefore it's considered to be like a fruit, like a commodity. And therefore the rule regarding Ma'aseh Sheni is as follows. V'tiva apeida loy mechalalinon. If you have actual money of Ma'aseh Sheni, you cannot then deconsecrate this on Peiris, on this case, the golden coins, which has the status of being like fruits. Because the pasuk says, V'tzarta hakesef biyadecha, you take the produce and you exchange it for money, but to do the opposite, to take now that money and exchange it for for fruits, or in this case, the golden coins, that's not allowed. That's the explanation for what Beis Shammai say. Beis Hillel Savri, however, Beis Hillel's opinion is that when it comes to classifying what the status of silver coins are and what the status of gold coins are, it's the exact opposite. So Beis Hillel's opinion is kaspa peida. It's the silver coins that are cheaper, they're considered to be the commodity. V'dave tiva. The gold coins, they are considered to be, since they're more expensive, this is the money. So therefore, over here, when he has the silver coins, which is still classified as fruits or as the commodity, If you now want to take your silver coins and exchange it with the gold coins, you're allowed to deconsecrate it on the gold coins. Just like always when it comes to anything of Ma'aser Sheni, that you can take the peiris and you deconsecrate it on the money, which is over here in this case the gold coins. Avol, however, peiris al dinrin, according to this opinion here, if one wants to take the actual fruits, the actual produce of the Ma'aser Sheni itself, before it was exchanged with any money yet, and now he wants to exchange that al dinrin for gold coins, divrei akol mechalalinon. Everybody would agree that you can use gold coins to exchange the fruits for these gold coins. So the point over here is, even though when it comes to gold coins, in relation to silver coins, here there's the argument whether the gold coins are considered to be the money and the silver coins are considered to be the fruits, or vice versa, but that's all these two types of coins in relation to each other. But when it comes to gold coins in relation to actual produce, over here, definitely you can exchange the produce, the Ma'aser Sheni itself, for the gold coins. The gold coins in relation to the actual fruits is definitely considered to be money. V'tzarta kesef b'yedecha, you could exchange it for this gold coins. The Gemara explains this. My time, what's the reason for this? Because midi dahave a kesef lebeis Hillel. Because we could compare this to the halacha of how Beis Hillel would view the silver coins if you're coming to deconsecrate the fruits on these silver coins. Now, what did we say before, according to Beis Hillel? That kesef, when it comes to the silver coins, lebeis Hillel, according to Beis Hillel's opinion, afagav the kaspe, legabe dave peirahave, the silver coins in relation to gold coins, it's considered to be just fruits, because since the gold coins are more expensive, they are considered to be the money. And in relation to this, the silver coins are just fruits. But legabe peire, but when you have just gold coins itself, and in relation to the fruits itself, the physical fruits itself, tivahave. It's the gold coins, the silver coins that is considered to be money. So that's according to Beis Hillel. So if so, we could say the same thing. Zohav nami lebeis Shammai regarding gold coins as well. According to Beis Shammai, afal gav, even though we explained before what's Beis Shammai's opinion regarding gold coins, the dave legabe kaspe, the gold coins in relation to the silver coins, peirahave, is considered to be like fruits in relation to money. But legabe peire, but the gold coins in relation to the actual fruits, tivahave, it's considered to be money, and therefore everybody would agree that you could be machalel, the actual peiris itself, on this gold coins. This is one opinion here. But v'chadomar, another opinion is af bepeiris al dinoren machlekes. Also regarding deconsecrating the actual fruits itself on the gold coins, there's also a machlekes about this. And even in this case, Beis Shammai says that the gold coins is not considered to be money. Gold coins is considered to be also a form of a commodity, of fruits, and therefore you cannot be machalal, the actual fruits, on these gold coins as well. Okay, so now the Gemara asks, on this second opinion here, ulaman dama fepeiris al dinara machlekes. According to the opinion that says that the argument here between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel is not only when you have gold coins in relation to silver coins, which is considered to be the fruits and which is considered to be the money, but they're also arguing when you want to be machalal, the fruits, the actual fruits, the gold coins. And so there's an argument how we classify the gold coins over here as well, if it's considered to be money or it's considered to be fruits. If so, the miflagi b'slain al dindin, why in the language of the Mishnah are they arguing when you have silver coins of Ma'aser Sheni and you want to be machalal it on gold coins, lifloig b'peiris al dinorim? Why not argue about a stage before when you have the actual fruits itself and you want to be machalal it on the gold coins? So there, the same argument applies. How do we classify these gold coins? Is it considered to be money or is it considered to be fruits? So the Gemara answers, no, there's a reason why the machlekes in the Mishnah is said regarding slaim and dinrim, the silver coins and the gold coins. Because if the argument would be said in the Mishnah only regarding fruits that you want to be machal on gold coins, hava mineh, I would think to say, hanimili bepeiris al dinrin, that maybe only when it comes to the actual fruits to be machal it on the gold coins, maybe it's here that Beis Hillel argues on Beis Shammai and says that we consider the gold coins to be money. Since it's actual produce, actual fruits that you want to be machal on gold coins, which in relation to fruits, these gold coins would be considered to be money, it's here that Beis Hillel says it's allowed. But if you have silver coins and you have gold coins, maybe I would say maybe the gold coins, not in relation to fruits, but in relation to silver coins, maybe here Beis Hillel would agree to Beishamai, the Davel Gabi Kaspa, that gold coins in relation to silver coins, pay Davel, that it's considered to be fruits in relation to money. And you cannot deconsecrate it on the gold coins. That's why the Mishnah is saying the machlokes also in a case where you want to deconsecrate the silver coins on the gold coins, that the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel applies in this case as well. As explained before, that the argument is what is the ma'is, what's considered to be the money, and what is considered to be the fruits regarding the silver and gold coins. Okay, but now the point there is that we had two ways how to understand the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Are they specifically arguing regarding the gold coins in relation to silver coins? Or are they even arguing in a case where he has the actual produce, whether the gold coins in relation to the actual produce, how do we classify these gold coins? Are the gold coins classified as money or is it classified as fruits? In other words, it's not only an argument in relation to silver coins, but it's really an argument about the gold coins to themselves. How do we classify it? As money or as fruits? So says the Gemara Text, let's prove that Rabbi Yochanan is the one that said that ein mechalalim, that you cannot use gold coins at all ever to deconsecrate the Ma'aser Sheni, even when you have the actual physical fruits, meaning that Rabbi Yochanan is the one that holds that the gold coins is considered to be fruits, not only in relation to silver coins, but onto itself. It's considered to be fruits, and therefore even when you have actual produce, you cannot be mechal on it. Because Rabbi Yochanan taught as follows: Aser lilvois dinner b'dinner. You cannot borrow a dinner, and then that's a gold coin, and then you pay back that dinner as well. And the reason for this is because this could be ribis. If the price of the dinner changes, so then the dinner that you borrowed, and when you pay back, it's more expensive, it's more valuable. So then what you're paying back is ribis. So first, the Gemara will clarify what kind of a dinner are we talking about. The term dinner could be used regarding a gold coin or regarding a silver coin. So dinner demai, what kind of a coin are we talking about here? If we're talking over here about someone that is borrowing a silver coin and is going to pay back a silver coin, so the silver coin onto itself, not in relation to gold coins, but just the silver coin to itself. Is there anybody that says that it's not considered to be money? This is definitely something which is used in circulation as money. So the silver coins in itself, if you're just borrowing silver coins and paying back silver coins, it's definitely considered to be money, and therefore the ribis does not apply over here. As we learned before on Daf Mem Daled Amud Beis, the Gemara there explained that when it comes to the fluctuation of the value of money, so regarding the money itself, there's no issue regarding this fluctuation. The money is what it is, the amount that you borrow, that's the amount that you pay back, and there's no issue of ribis. It's because it's the merchandise that we consider the price that changed, that went up and down. If you can buy 10 loaves of bread with this money, or 20, it's the bread that became cheaper or more expensive. The money is what it is. So if we're talking over here about silver coins, and it's definitely classified as money unto itself, so in such a case, there's no ribis that should apply here. Elo pshita, so it's obvious that we must say, dinner shel zav b'dinner shel zav. That we're talking over here about a gold coin, and you want to pay back a gold coin. And here there could be an issue of ribis. Now, Laman, according to whose opinion is this? If we're going to follow Beis Hillel's opinion before, but ha'amri, we explained before that according to Beis Hillel, tivav, that it's the gold coins, the more expensive gold coins, they're the ones that are considered to be money. So again, there's no issue of ribis when it comes to the actual money itself, only by a commodity, merchandise, produce, whatever it may be. Elolav. So then we must say, according to who did Rabbi Yochanan say this halacha, that you may not borrow a dinner, a gold dinner, and pay back a gold dinner? Beis Shammai. He's saying this according to Beis Shammai's opinion. So what do we see from this now? Vishmami no. If so, we could learn out from here that Rabbi Yochanan Huda Amar, that it's Rabbi Yochanan's opinion that ein mechalalinon, that you cannot use gold coins to deconsecrate the fruits of Ma'aser Sheni, just as we see here. We're talking about these gold coins for themselves. Not gold coins in relation to silver coins. The gold coins themselves in alone. To borrow gold coins and pay back gold coins. And Rabbi Yochanan says that according to Beis Shammai, it's considered to be a commodity. So therefore, when you borrow, and if the price goes up, the value goes up, and you pay back the same amount, there could be an issue with the Rabbanon of ribis. If so, regarding the Ma'aser Sheni as well, if you want to use the gold coins to deconsecrate the fruits of Ma'aser Sheni, it should be the same issue that you're deconsecrating the fruits of Ma'aser Sheni, not on money, but on zahav, which is considered to be peiri. It's a commodity. So this proves that this is Rabbi Yochanan's opinion. So the Gemara answers, Loi, not necessarily, there's no raya from here. Loi lamei malach, really I can answer you and tell you Rabbi Yochanan udam mechalalinan. Rabbi Yochanan is the one that says that everybody would agree that if you want to be mechalal, the peiris on the gold coins, that it's allowed. And it's considered to be money. So why over here, when it comes to a loan, do we say that borrowing gold coins, paying back gold coins is an issue of ribis, if unto itself gold coins is considered to be money? The answer is Vishani Alva. When it comes to a loan, Chachamim were geyser and they're more machmir regarding this din of ribis. Kivin del inyan mekech o memka shavyu rabbanon kipeire. Since we see that when it comes to a sale, Chachamim consider these gold coins to be as fruits. The amrinon, and we say iu nami, iu neo, that is the oike vizil, that it's these gold coins that its price fluctuates. It's the gold, the value of the gold coins, it goes up and down. So then this is in a case where the gold coins is being used in a sale in relation to silver coins or in relation to something else which is money. So then it's the gold coins which is considered to be the commodity where the value of it changes, and it's not the money where we say, it's not the silver coins where we say that the value of the money remains set. So since regarding Mekech and Memker we see that regarding gold coins we consider the gold coins to be the peiris, again in relation to silver, so therefore the Gabi Halva Nami Peirahava. Chacham were machmer, and they said that in a loan we should consider the gold coins even for itself to be the commodity, and therefore if you borrow this and you're paying back and the price went up, so then you're going to be paying back ribis. It's more than the value that it was in the beginning. But when it comes to Ma'aser Sheni though, over here it's not in relation to a money issue or mekech memker. So over here, regarding Ma'aser Sheni, Rabbi Yochanan would agree that you could deconsecrate the fruits on this money of the gold coins. Hanami mistavre. This is logical that this is Rabbi Yochanan's opinion. Rabbi Yochanan actually said this himself clearly. Ravin came and he said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, even though it was said that also lilvais dinner b'dinner, you may not borrow a dinner and then pay back the same dinner, because that means that you paying back ribis if the value goes up. But nevertheless, even though in a loan it's considered to be like peiris, like a commodity where there's an issue of ribis, but when it comes to Ma'aser Sheni, it's considered to be money if you're being mechalal the actual fruits in it, and therefore that's allowed. Shema Mino, this is a clear proof. This is what Rabbi Yochanan himself clearly said. Now the Gemara comes back to the actual machlekes of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. When did Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel argue regarding the case here of it being mechalal the Ma'aser Sheni with gold coins? Are they arguing only when you have silver coins and you want to be mechalal on gold coins? Or are they arguing even if you want to be mechalal the peiris itself on the gold coins? So the Gemara brings a raya from a Mishnah, Toshama, the Mishnah says, "Apeiret sela mimois Ma'aser Sheni." If someone has copper coins from money of Ma'aser Sheni, and instead of carrying up all these copper coins to Yerushalayim, which will be a lot of copper coins, so he wants to exchange it for silver coins, which will be less, easier to carry. Beis Shammai says, "B'chol asela mois." You can exchange all of your copper coins for silver coins, and bring up only silver coins to Yerushalayim. However, Beis Hillel say, "B'shekel kesef, b'shekel mois." So you have a sela, and a sela is 2 shkalim, so you should split it. Half of it you could exchange for silver coins. Half of it, keep copper coins. Rashi here brings the reason of Beis Hillel's opinion to split this is because if everybody comes to Yerushalayim only with silver coins, and then when you have to actually buy your food with this money of Ma'aser Sheni to eat in Yerushalayim, so when you actually have to buy, you're going to need copper coins to buy you could buy in the groceries, just some fruits and vegetables, so you need smaller change. So then there's going to be a run on the money changers that everybody's going to be searching to exchange their silver coins for copper coins. And now this exchange of the copper coins is going to make these copper coins very expensive, and there'll be a loss to Ma'aser Sheni because of this, that everyone is running to exchange for the copper coins. And therefore we say, come already with some copper coins, with half copper coins. have silver coins. So in the beginning, you'll have copper coins without having to exchange it to be able to eat in Yerushalayim, the Ma'aseh Sheni. Okay, another point over here is, the Gemara is going to focus on Beis Shammai's opinion. So Nahashta, what is this Mishnah here saying? We're talking about a case where a person has copper coins of Ma'aseh Sheni, meaning he was mechalel his fruits of Ma'aseh Sheni on copper coins, and that's even according to Beis Shammai. So Nahashta, if so, we see here that Beis Shammai legabe priti mechalelinon. According to Beis Shammai, you can be mechalel your fruits of Ma'aseh Sheni on copper coins. So legabe dava. So on gold coins, which are much more expensive, biboye, needless to say, for sure, we should consider the gold coins to be money, that even Beis Shammai would agree that if you're being mechalel the fruits directly on the gold coins, that's allowed. So this is a raya to the opinion that said before, that the machlokes about whether you could be mechalel on gold coins is only in relation to silver coins, but not in relation to the fruits itself. The fruits itself, you could be mechalel on the gold coins. So, and we're learning this from the fact that you could be mechalel on the copper coins. So the Gemara answers, no, it's not raya. Shani priti, copper coins are different, and there's more of a reason to say that you can be mechal your fruits on the copper coins, because ba'aseret de sagyon, in a place where it goes, in a place where it is used in circulation, charifi, it's actually used even more than any other kind of coin, silver or gold. So therefore, you can deconsecrate the fruits of Ma'aseh Sheni on the copper coins, but there's no raya that the same applies to gold coins. Till here, this is all one version of the machlokes of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, how to explain the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Another version here is Lishnach Rina Amri La. Another version explained and said Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish argued regarding the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, whether you could be mechalel the silver coins of Ma'aseh Sheni on gold coins, and the machlokes is as follows. Now, Chadomar, one opinion here is, what's the explanation of the machlokes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel? Machlokes b'slain al dinrin. The machlokes over here is when you want to be machalel one kind of money of Ma'aseh Sheni on other money, on gold, the silver coins to the gold coins of Ma'aseh Sheni. The Beis Shammai Savri, so it's Beis Shammai's opinion that when the Torah says this halacha to be machalel the produce on Ma'aseh Sheni, on money that is, so the pasuk says v'tzarta kesef b'yadecha. So from the word ha kesef you learned that kesef rishain. You could only be mechalel the produce on money one time, ha kesef, this one time money, but v'loi kesef sheni, not a second time. So that's the reason why Beis Shammai is saying you have silver coins, you can't be mechalel it on gold coins, and the same thing would be vice versa. It doesn't make a difference. The point over here is that you can't be mechalel a second time. Beis Hillel Savri, however, it's Beis Hillel's opinion that says no. When the Torah says ha kesef, it's actually an extra hey kesef riba. The extra hey comes actually to add and say v'afil kesef sheni, that you could be mechalel even a second time. But according to this version, so the whole argument over here is only one kind of money of Ma'aseh Sheni, that if you were mechalel once, could you be mechalel at a second time on other kind of money? But if you have the fruits itself, the actual produce itself, al dinin to be mechalel it on gold coins, everybody would agree that the gold coins is considered to be money and you can be mechalel on it. This is the first time you're being mechalel the peiris on these gold coins. But there's another opinion that says that the argument is also regarding having the actual produce and being mechalit on the gold coins. Here, Beis Shammai also holds that you're not allowed, and this goes back to the point that we learned before, according to this opinion, that gold coins is not considered to be money. Gold coins is considered to be also a commodity, so you can't be mechal on it. This is another version of what the machlokes of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish was. Okay, so now the Gemara goes back to the first opinion here that said that they're really not arguing about gold coins and silver coins. They're arguing about really being mechalel a second time, whether you have that option to be mechalel a second time. Now, according to the opinion that says that the argument here specifically when you have the silver coins and the gold coins, that's the machlokes because you're being mechal a second time. According to the explanation that we gave, that the point is not to be mechal a second time. So why are they arguing about silver coins and gold coins? Let the argument here be when you have silver coins and for whatever reason you want to be mechal on other silver coins, maybe better quality silver coins, but the issue over here is the fact that you're being mechal a second time, not that you're going from silver to gold. Answers the Gemara, no. There's a reason why it says dafke from silver coins to gold coins. Because if the argument would be in a case where there's silver coins and you want to be machal at a second time on silver coins, then I would think to say hanamili bislain aslain. Maybe Beis Hillel that argues and says that this is allowed is because Beis Hillel holds being mechalal on money a second time is not an issue. It's only that point that he argues with Beis Hillel that you're allowed to be mechalal a second time on money. But I would think that then, when it comes to the case of being machal, the silver coins and the gold coins, so maybe I would say that Beis Hillel agrees to Beis Shammai, the dav legabi kaspe peirave, that gold coins legabi the fruits is considered to be peiris and v'loy machal and therefore then you can't be machal. So the only reason he argues with Beis Hillel, again, let me go back to the point before, make sure I said it right. Beis Hillel argues and says that you're allowed to be machal a second time. So regarding slime, over there, he would argue that is with Beis Shammai. But I would think when it comes slime al dindrim over here, I would say maybe that he agrees to Beis Shammai, you can't be mechal because gold in relation to silver is considered to be just a commodity, like we said before. So therefore, Kamash Malan, therefore the Mishnah said the case of Davel Agabe Kaspa to say that Beis Hillel argues in this case as well. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to ask here on this new idea that this version brought up, and what's the new idea we have here that we learn from that? Beis Shammai learns from HaKesef that you can't be Mechalol Ma'aser Sheni 2 times. So the Gemara asks on this from another Mishnah that it says, Toshema Hapayrit Sela Shal Ma'aser Sheni B'Yerushalayim. Now this Mishnah is talking about someone that has copper coins of Ma'aser Sheni that he already brought up and he's already in Yerushalayim. And now he wants to be Payrit this Sela. Okay, again, the point of here is he has the money that he brought to Yerushalayim. Sorry, let me correct that. He didn't bring copper coins to Yerushalayim. He brought silver coins to Yerushalayim, which is easier for him to carry, not so many coins. And now in Yerushalayim, with these silver coins, he wants to now get change and exchange it for copper coins, to be able to buy some small fruits or vegetables that he wants with it. So Beis Shammai says, B'chol asela mois. You could exchange all of your silver coins of Ma'aser Sheni for copper coins. Beis Hillel but Beis Hillel will say b'shekel kesef, b'shekel kesef and b'shekel mois. Don't exchange it all for copper coins. Half, as I said before, a sell has 2 shkolim, so 1 shekel, leave silver coins. With one shekel, another half that you could exchange for copper coins. So there Rashi explains the reason for this is because if you exchange it all for copper coins, then it might be that you're not going to use it all up this time that you're here in Yerushalayim. And then you're going to leave, and you're going to leave the money here with somebody, and then by the time you come back, this money is not going to be in good condition anymore. The copper coins don't hold for too long. So therefore, keep it in silver coins. So even if you're not going to use it all, it's going to be available for you next time that you come. At least half of it you keep in silver coins. Okay, now, what's the point here? What do we see? He has silver coins, and he's exchanging the coins, which was exchanged once already with the original produce. He's exchanging it a second time now for copper coins. So hashte kaspa legabi priti machalalinon. We can exchange the copper for silver. And there's no issue of the fact that drasha we said before that only hak kesef the first time you could exchange it, not a second time. So if you're exchanging from silver to gold, which is more expensive, am I going to say that there's an issue that you can't be machal a second time from silver coins to gold coins, which is more expensive? We see from here that there's no issue of exchanging a second time. So the Gemara says, no, from that Mishnah, there's no question at all. Omar Rava, so Rava explains, Yerushalayim kameisvis. You're asking a question from the fact that you're allowed to be mechalal a second time once he's in Yerushalayim. Shani Yerushalayim. When you're in Yerushalayim, it's different. Because over there the pasuk says, "V'nesata kesef b'chol hashatav v'nafshecha b'boka b'tzayin," that you use the money that you bring to Yerushalayim and exchange it for whatever your heart desires. So too in Yerushalayim you could exchange your silver coins again for other coins, for copper coins. What we said before, the drasha v'nesata b'kesef v'tzatu hakesef b'yotcha v'halachta, which means he's not in Yerushalayim yet, and you want to exchange the money a second time, and then v'halachta, you're going to go to Yerushalayim. That's where we said that Beis Shammai held that it's not allowed. However, here the Gemara brings the mission that was quoted already earlier here on the Amud, and this refutes this whole entire drasha that you can't be machal a second time with money. Tashama, the Mishnah we quoted before, what does it say? If a person has copper coins and he wants to exchange all of his copper coins for silver coins to make it easier for him to carry to Yerushalayim. You could exchange all of it for silver coins. Beis Hillel say, no, half and half. B'shekel kesef, leave 1 shekel silver and b'shekel mois. Another half you can exchange for copper coins, as I explained before in Rashi, the reason for this. But what do we see over here? So here it's very clear that Beis Shammai is saying, you're out of Yerushalayim, now you have copper coins, you exchange it once, the produce for copper coins, now you want to exchange it a second time for silver coins, and you're allowed. So therefore the Gemara says, the drasha we said before is incorrect. To kula alme, everybody agrees, ha kesef, when the Torah writes that extra hey of the word kesef, riba, it's actually coming to add and say that you can deconsecrate one time, another time, you can do it more than once, doesn't matter. Fill a kesef sheni, even a second time. So rather, the Gemara here is going to come again and explain what was the second version, the Lishna Achrine of the Machlekes of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. If there was another version that was taught in the argument of Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish, hachi itme. This is how it was taught. Chad Omar. One opinion here is that Machlekes Beslain al Dinrin. The argument between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel is specifically when you have the silver coins of the Ma'aser Sheni and you want to now be Mechalit and gold coins. What is the basis of the argument here according to this version? The Beis Shammai Savri, so Beis Shammai's opinion is Gazrinon, that is a Gzeide, Chachamim decreed as follows: that one should not be mechalal silver coins on gold coins because he wants to make it lighter, and only then is he going to go to Yerushalayim. And the Gzeide is as follows: because Shema Yishal Yosef, because then he may delay taking up this Ma'aser Sheni to Yerushalayim, and the reason is the Zilnin delay Malu Zuzi Bedinre, because he doesn't yet have enough silver coins to be able to exchange for gold coins. It's 25 silver slime for 1 gold dinner. So maybe he doesn't have yet enough of silver coins to be able to exchange for gold, and he's going to delay it. He's going to wait 1 season, another year, another season, and he's not below masik. He's not going to bring it to Yerushalayim. So the Chachamim were geyser. You have the silver coins. Don't wait. You can't deconsecrate it on gold coins anyways. So you take it to Yerushalayim. Beis Hillel's opinion is Loi Gazrin Hashem Yishal Yosef. We're not afraid that a person is going to wait to bring it to Yerushalayim if we allow him to be mechalit on gold coins. Because even if he doesn't have enough silver coins to be able to exchange it for the gold coins, asuki masik lahu, he's still going to bring his silver coins as is to Yerushalayim. If he has enough, he's going to be mechal. If he won't be mechal. So we're not concerned that a person's going to wait. Now, according to this opinion, Aval b'peiris al dinrin, the whole argument over here is silver coins and gold coins for the reason we just said. But if a person has the actual produce itself and he wants to be mechal on gold coins, that's not an issue. Divri akoyel mechalalinon. Over here, the gzeira we just said does not apply. You could be mechal your peiris on gold coins, even though gold coins are expensive. You might not have enough fruits for these gold coins. But we're not geyser that a person is just going to wait around with his fruits and not bring it to Yerushalayim. Because the kiva the merkavi loimashilu, because the fruits themselves will get spoiled, rotten. So he's not going to wait, and he's going to bring it to Yerushalayim. So there the gzeira doesn't apply. That's one opinion. But Navachad Omar, another opinion here is that Afila bepeiris al dinarim nami machlekes. The argument does apply even when you have the actual fruits itself and you want to be mechalit on gold coins. Even in such a case, we are concerned that the person is not interested in schlepping his fruits and he's waiting until he's going to get 1 gold coin. He's not going to have to schlep at all, and he's going to be action, and he's going to say, even though my fruits are rotting, it doesn't matter. I'm not taking it up. I'm waiting until I have gold coins. So therefore, there is a gzeira even regarding the actual produce itself. Okay, so we had a few versions over here in the explanation of the machlekes of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. We had the explanation that they're arguing about slime, dindrim, and the basis of the argument is whether the kesef is the money or is the zohav, the dava, is that considered to be the money, as explained before. Or the other version that we had, that the Gemara really refuted already, whether are you allowed to be mechal 2 times? And now here the final explanation of this version, that the argument over here is where there's a gzeiras chachamim not to be mechal silver on gold, because then you may wait around until you have enough value for the gold and you're not going to bring it to Yerushalayim. So now the Gemara says about this, and here the Gemara is going to prove that the last opinion fits into the lashon of the Mishnah the best. So the Gemara, second, where are we over here? Okay, now Bishloime, it's well understood, lahach lishna, according to this final version here. The Amrit, the Midairaisa Mishra Shari. That minat Torah, there's no problem to be mechalal the silver coins on the gold coins. There's no issue. For the reasons that were said before, that doesn't apply. We don't hold to that. But Rabbanan of the Gazrbe, like we said here in the last version, the only issue is it's a gzeira, it's chachamim, that he might not bring it up right away to Yerushalayim. So now, if so, Hainu detani yase v'lo yase. It fits very well in the language of the Mishnah, where B'Shamai and B'Silhol, they use the term yase, whether he can do this or should not do this. So that means, in other words, that minat Torah, if you do it, the chilul, the actual deconsecration, will take effect. But don't do it. Chachamim are geizer not to do it. So that's the lashon of the Mishnah. But if you're going to say that the argument of here is the argument minat Torah, whether the chilul will take effect. If the gold is considered to be a commodity and not money, the chilul doesn't take effect. If you're not allowed to be mechal twice, the chilul doesn't take effect in the first place. So then if so, the language that the Mishnah should use is, will it become mechulal, will it become deconsecrated or not? It's not a question of whether you can do it or not, it's a question whether it will even take effect. That's what it should have said. So the Gemara says on this kasha, according to the other versions, yes, this remains a question. This is the conclusion of the explanation of this Mishnah and Ma'aseh Sheni based on what we're learning here about gold coins and silver coins. Now, we'll continue here in the Gemara, and the Gemara here will bring a machlekes of Rav and Levi, a new subject, which will be related to what it says in our Mishnah. So Itmar, we learned the following machlekes of Rav and Levi, with Rav and Levi regarding the halach of chalipin. So the halach of chalipin, which I think was mentioned before already, we learned from the pasuk in Drus where it says Shalaf ish na'ale v'nosan l'reyehu, that when you want to when you want to acquire something, so the buyer can take off his shoe, or for that matter any keli, and it's typically done with a handkerchief, and that's why it's known as kinyan sudar, and the buyer gives the seller this keli, this handkerchief, and in exchange he acquires whatever metaltalin or whatever karka he wants to acquire. That's the kinyan of sudar. Okay, so now the argument regarding this kinyan of chalipin or kinyan sudar is as follows. Chadomar, one opinion here is matbeya nasa chalipin. You could also use, you don't just have to use, like the example of the pasuk, a keli, a shoe or a handkerchief. You could also use a coin, money, for the chalipin. The buyer gives the seller a coin, and that in exchange creates a kinyan. So it's not being given as a payment of money, because as a payment of money, that does not create a kinyan by metaltalin. But it's being given as the din of chalipin, and even money could be used for this. Chadamar, another opinion is, coin, money, cannot be used in the kinyan of chalipin. So now Rav Papa explains, my time at the mandame matbeya nasa chalipin. What's the basis of the opinion that says that a matbeya cannot be used as chalipin? Why not? So Rashi here clarifies that there is an opinion later here in this Pedic that says that the pasuk is very specific. It uses the example of a shoe, which is a keli or a garment, and therefore you could only use for chalipin a keli, nothing else. But that's not the explanation here of the opinion that says that you can't use a matbeya for chalipin, because he's specifically pointing out matbeya, meaning he says that you can use even something which is not a keli. You can use pedis, you can use other things. He's specifically saying only a matbeya is not allowed. So therefore Rav Papa explains why dafke a matbeya is not allowed to be used for the chalipin. So he explains, the answer is Mishom the daite atsurasa, because when the seller receives this money as the chalipin, when he receives the matbeya for the chalipin, what is he paying attention to? What matters to him? The coin, and what's the value of the coin? The tzura of the coin. It's not just the physical metal. It's the fact that there's a picture on it, that therefore it's a certain currency of a country. V'tzura savida the butler. Now this tzura that makes it a coin, the shape, or whatever picture it has in it, the government can take it out of circulation, and now he has nothing. So therefore, we compare it to what it says in the pasuk now, that it has to be something specific, something that it is what it is. So too, you can only use something for chalipin when you know exactly what it is. Not something that today it's something that exists and tomorrow that tzura is meaningless. That's the reason why it can't be used for chalipin. So here the Gemara is going to try to prove from our Mishnah regarding this machlokes. Tanan, so what did it say in the first Mishnah of the Pedic? Hazav kaina esa kesef. With gold, you can acquire money. At this point, the Gemara starts off and it understands that what the Mishnah is saying here is a kinyan of chalipin, that the seller is receiving from the buyer gold, and in exchange, he's acquiring chalipin. So that's what the Mishnah is saying. Hakazov kainas hakesef, and the kinyan of chalipin. So as the Gemara says, my lav b'chalipin. Don't you think the Mishnah here is talking about the kinyan of chalipin? And if so, Shmami no, we can learn from here that matbeya nasa chalipin, that you could use a coin, a gold coin, and then the kesef gets acquired with the kinyan of chalipin. So we see that the kinyan of chalipin does work even with a matbeya. So the Ushmami Noiv, so we can prove that matbeya nasa chalipin, that a matbeya can be used for chalipin. So the Gemara answers, Loi, that's b'chlal, that's not at all the pshat of the Mishnah over here, rather bedomim. As we already learned in the beginning of the Perek on Daf Mem Daled, the pshat of the Mishnah, it's not talking about a kinyan of chalipin at all. Rather, it's talking about a kinyan of money, meaning that you're trying to acquire metaltalin, a movable item, and as we explained in the beginning of the Perek, explained in the beginning of today's shir as well, that the kinyan of a movable item could only be with an act of a kinyan in the object, and not with a payment of money. So over here, he's buying it, and there has to be an act of a kinyan in the commodity, in the object, and then the kinyan takes effect, and then you pay for it. That's what our Mishnah is talking about. When it says Hazov, Kainis HaKesef, you do the act of the kinyan, Meshicha, and the Zav, and then the Kesef has to be paid. Okay, but now the Gemara asks on this pshat, if this is the pshat of the Mishnah, Hazov, Kaina es HaKesef, why does the Mishnah use the term that when you do the act of the kinyan in the Zav, you do the Meshicha, for example, in the Zav, and then Kaina es HaKesef, why does he use the term Kaina? Mechayev mi boyale. The more correct term regarding such a kind of kinyan would be mechayev. What's the reason for this? Because when it comes to chalipin, how does chalipin work? Chalipin is an exchange. When the seller receives the handkerchief or whatever it is from the buyer, so then wherever the other object is that the seller wants to sell becomes automatically acquired to the buyer. That's how it works. So then the term of kaina in the Mishnah makes sense. That I take the zav and in exchange, your kaina, the kesef, wherever it is. But if we're going to say, we're talking over here about a kinyan of through domim, meaning you have to make an act of a kinyan in the zav. Mishicha, hagba, and then what happens after that? Once you're kaina, so the kinyan took effect already, but now what happens with the kesef? That you have to pay. That's a payment. So then the more correct expression of the Mishnah should be that the kinyan took effect and now pay the silver coins that you have to pay for it. So they should have said mechayiv, not kaina. That's the question here. So the Gemara says, you're right, the Mishnah is talking about a kinyan that you're making and then there's a payment that you're obligated to give. So tri hazav mechayiv, that once you do the act of the kinyan in the zav and the kinyan took effect, now it's mechayiv to pay the kesef, the silver coins. But we're not talking about kinyan chalipin here. And now the Gemara proves this, we must say so midiktani sefer from what it says in the next case of the Mishnah. The Mishnah says in the reverse, hakesef eine kainis hazav. If the act of the kinyan was done in the silver coins, then the kinyan does not take effect for the gold. And the pshat over here is because the silver is money. It's not the commodity. So you didn't do an act of a kinyan in the actual commodity that's being acquired here. Now, if you're going to say, as I just explained, that we're talking about a kinyan and then that you're going to pay for this, so therefore we say over here that the gold is considered to be the commodity. The kaspa tiva, the silver coins is the money. And the tiva peida lekani, an act of a kinyan by giving money does not create the kinyan for the paytis, which is the commodity. Because again, the rule by metaltalin is you have to do the act of the kinyan in the commodity, in the object. And then you pay the money. If you do the act of the kinyan with receiving money, that's not a way how you do a kinyan. So then the distinction the Mishnah makes between the kinyan that was made in the zahav or the kinyan that was made in the kesef, that makes sense. But if you're going to say, but if you're going to say that, what are we talking about over here? We're not talking about a kinyan that you're making an act of a kinyan in an object and then in return you have to pay for it. Rather, we're talking about the kinyan of chalipin, where the seller receives an object and in exchange there's a kinyan of chalipin automatically. So if so, tarvayu likni adadi. So with the zav and the kesef, either way, whichever one you gave to the seller as the chalipin, why should it make any difference if he took the zav or he took the kesef? Either way, the kinyan should take effect. By the kinyan of chalipin, there's no difference. Furthermore, we see the same thing also in a brayse. V'oid Tanya in a brayse we learned hakesef ein kainis hazav, that with silver, when the act of the kinyan is done in the silver, you don't acquire the gold because again the silver is money. Keitzad, how does this play out? If you're acquiring 25 silver coins in exchange for one silver dinner, even though there was an act of Meshicha, you took the kesef, so that the kinyan does not take effect, because you just took money. You didn't do an act of a kinyan in the actual object. So the kinyan doesn't take effect until you do the Mashiach in the Zav, which is considered to be the commodity. So again, the Gemara says the same point. If we're going to say we're talking about a kinyan and then you're paying for it, so therefore in this case you didn't do the act of the kinyan in the commodity, so the kinyan doesn't take effect. The silver coins is just money. You can't do the act of the kinyan in the silver coins. But if you're going to say that we're talking here about a kinyan of chalipin, so nikni, why shouldn't it be acquired? You got an exchange. It's silver coins for gold coins, and it should be acquired, as we said before. Okay, so now the Gemara goes back and asks, Elamai, so what must we say over here in the pshat of this brisa, similar to what we said in the Mishnah? Bedamim, we're talking about a kinyan of Meshicha, and then in exchange you have to pay. But Hihachi, Mereisha, what did it say in the beginning of that brisa? The beginning of that brisa explains the Reisha of our Mishnah. That Hazov, Kaines HaKesef, that if the act of the kinyan was done in the gold, then you acquire the silver, and the brisa this spells out, Keitzad, how does this play out? Machalei Dinah Shel Zav, you're selling someone 1 dinar of gold, Be'esrim Chamisha Dinah Shel Kesef, in exchange for 25 silver coins. Kivin Shemashach HaZav, the Meshicha, the act of the kinyan was done in the gold, Nikna Kesef B'chol Makim Shu. The kesef is acquired wherever it is. Once the act of the kinyan is done in the gold is a commodity. You did the act of the kinyan, so the kinyan takes effect. Okay, so now the Gemara is going to focus on this expression of b'chol makim shehu. What does that mean? If you're going to say we're talking here about an exchange of chalipin, the way chalipin works is the seller receives a handkerchief or whatever item it is, and in exchange, the object that he wants to sell will be acquired to the buyer wherever it is in the world. So that expression over here fits in perfectly that by chalipin, that's exactly how it works. The seller receives one thing, and in exchange, the buyer gets the item that he's acquiring wherever it may be. But if we're talking about over here is you made a kinyan of Meshicha in the Zahav, and now in exchange what happens? You acquire the Zahav, but now you have to pay for the Zahav. So if so, why would it use this expression that the buyer acquires the kesef wherever it is? What it should say over here is that now he's obligated, he acquired the gold, and he's obligated to pay for the gold, and he has to pay 25 silver coins for this gold. Similar to the question that we asked before. So the Gemara answers, Rav Ashi explains, Lo'ilam b'domim. Really, as we explained, we must say that the kinyan here is talking about an act of a kinyan in the gold, and then you have to pay for it, the silver. We're not talking about chalipin here. But umay b'chol makim shehu. So what is this expression of b'chol makim shehu, that he gives the silver as is wherever it is? What does that mean? So what it meant to say is, as is, as was stipulated in this kinyan. They made a certain condition here, and you have to keep the condition as is. And the Gemara explains what condition we're talking about. If the buyer says, that I'm going to pay you with a fresh, new silver good coins, newly minted coins. He can't give him now older silver coins. Even though in circulation it's considered to be better, once it's already used a little bit, it's considered to be better in circulation. But nevertheless, once you made a condition in the beginning that you're going to give it new, so you have to give it as is, which means as you stipulated in the beginning. My time, what's the reason for this? The reason why I stipulated that I wanted to have these fresh, newly minted silver coins is because I'm planning on keeping it for a while, and over time it's going to get tarnished, and then I want to have it to use even for much later. So you can't give me coins that are used. I want to have freshly minted so I'll be able to use it for a longer period of time. So therefore the pshat in the brisa is the same like the Mishnah, where it's talking about a kinyan of domim, where you're making a maisa kinyan and then you have to pay, not the kinyan of chalipin, which is the machlekes of Rav and Levi.